Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. I'm here with the August edition of the Stash Bash YouTube Hop. And Stash Bash YouTube Hop is a bunch of crafters who decided to get together and do a video hop showcasing how they are trying to bash their stash of supplies. So rather than buying new ones, we're going to use what we have. For stamps, it's not like you're going to use them up the way you would stickers. So instead, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for stamping on layouts. Now you'll want to stick to the end of this video where I'm going to tell you where the next stop on the hop is. I also have all those links down below, but I also have a huge stamping giveaway, so stay tuned for the end of the video for that. So let's get started looking at what we're going to use in this layout. So let's take a look at what I'm going to use to create this 12 by 12 layout. I have my Gina designs for ThermWeb inks. These are cube inks. They come 4 per pack, so you can get a bunch of colors at a great price value. I have a stamp set from Fawn. It's called Let's BOKEH, which creates lots of really cool circles that mimic the circles on that large beach ball in the picture that I have. I also have dies, so if I didn't want to stamp directly on my layout, I could stamp and then die cut. When you're using textured white cardstock, I do recommend that you flip it over and use the smoother side for your stamping on layouts. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the Jillibean Soup Shades of Color collection to start the base of this layout. And I'm going to cut down one of this pattern paper down to a smaller size circle. Again, everything is kind of hinging on the image of the beach ball. So I really like the colors in this collection, also that big circle, and I'm going to start by trying to put everything together on the layout, and then in the open spaces is where I'm going to do my stamping. So I have a 3x4 card there up at the top, and I have a strip of pattern paper that's those paint swatches. That's like my favorite pattern paper from the collection. So I'm just using some Memory Runner XL. It's a tape runner from ThermWeb on the back of my photos and my pattern paper to adhere everything down. And I know that it is scary to stamp on a layout after everything has been adhered down. So if that's something you're not comfortable with, definitely go do your stamping first. But for me, I really wanted to see where everything was going to be stuck down before I started stamping. Now I have an Enjoy stamp from Jillibean Soup. I'm going to stamp that right there in that bottom left-hand corner using VersaFine Black Onyx ink. I think that this ink, it's a pigment ink, and it really gives a great impression. It's very black and it's easy to get a nice clear black impression. So I've also stamped this moment up on the right hand corner, and then I kind of arced around the circle with some of the other words, today and life and this day, and I did that just by using the stamps, the clear acrylic stamps, and kind of laying them down along the circle and then picking them up with my acrylic block and stamping. So now I'm using the ink cubes and the Let's BOKEH stamp set, and I'm just stamping some circles around the different corners to bring in some of the colors that are in the collection into my stamping on the edges there. And I think this just gives a playful look. Also, when you use stamping, you're getting definitely a unique look. Nobody else's layout using this collection is necessarily going to have this same type of stamping. So your layout is going to stand out as looking different and being different. And that's always fun too, because we all love some of the same collections. And so sometimes seeing the same pattern papers over and over again gets a little tedious, but if you can add something unique like a twist of stamping, I think that is really fun. So I had gotten a little bit of ink in a spot that I didn't want it, and I tried to get it up with my mono sand eraser, but it wasn't budging. That's okay. Anything like this you can always fix. You can put a sticker over it. I decided to just stamp another little dot right hanging off the edge there in purple. So I think the biggest thing with stamping on layouts is to try not to stress, because there are going to be little smudges, there are going to be less clear images, things like that are going to happen, and it's completely okay. I know that we're all kind of perfectionists on one level or another about different things, but this is one of those things that you absolutely cannot be a perfectionist about. You just can't, and that's okay. So I'm trying to let go, and so I'd love if you would all let go and just join in and stamp on your layouts layouts too, because it is lots of fun. And like I said, it does give a really unique look to your layouts. And it was an easy way for me to bring in those dots and circles that really mimic the colorful photo on the right hand side there. So I think it's a really fun look, and it's actually lots of fun to do if you can kind of just breathe and let go of the stress a little bit. So there, I'm doing a few more dots here on the bottom right hand corner. So I have basically a Roy G. Biv of colors in my ink cubes, and I've pulled the ones that sort of mimic the colors in the collection. So that's another thing. If you have ink that mimics your collection that you're using, that's always really good. So you don't have to get full ink pads to do that. And I think that's why the cubes are such a great value, because you can get 8 ink cubes for, a much cheaper value than if you were buying entire large size ink pads. So there, I've done most of my stamping now. I have one little spot left that I just want to have little bits of stamping in each of the corners to kind of pull the eye towards the center of the layout. So I'm going to come in with the red there and do a big spot, and then bring in some smaller dots as well. And you can see that I'm cleaning up with my Lawn Fawn stamp chamois. It's good to, when you're stamping on a layout, or even when you're doing cards, to have something to clean up right nearby, because you're going to get it on your splat mat, you're going to get it on your surface or whatever you're stamping on. So you want to be able to clean your stamps, clean your acrylic blocks, clean everything as quickly as possible so that you're less likely to get ink in the places that you don't want it, and clean your hands too. So I love the stamp chamois for that because it's reusable. Now I'm going to just take some alphas from the Jillibean soup. These are the new alpha beans, and I love them. They're kind of that dipped look where half of the letter is colored. They also, each of them has a different pattern on the color, which I think is really fun. So I'm just going to stretch the title around the curve of that circle there. And I love the fact that the circle has the different sizes of arcs on the inside, and so it's a perfect way to line up my title there. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to grab a few more stickers and embellishments, but most of the stamping there is pretty much done. And you can see that it didn't take long for it to dry. I am leaving alone, especially the pigment ink will take a little bit longer. I could have heat set it, but honestly, I knew I wasn't going to mess with it too much. But if that's another concern of yours, then grab out your heat tool and heat set as you go so that you don't smear. Especially, I think lefties have more issues with that because of the way that your hand is placed over the stamping when you're stamping, things like that. So just grab your heat tool and keep it nearby. And then, like I said, keep your stamp chamois or some baby wipes or something like that nearby to clean everything up as you're going. So now I'm grabbing the Jillibean Soup coordinating stickers. This sticker set is always so much fun. They have the small size font, they have word stickers, they have icons, all kinds of things in this. And for this collection in particular, you get the entire rainbow of Jillibean colors, which are my absolute favorites. I love anything rainbow, and again, it just really goes with that beach ball photo with the rainbow of dots. So again, now I have some of those script word stickers, and I'm going to place a couple of those down on the paint swatches. And I kind of wasn't really sure how I was going to even everything out on that paint swatch there. So I pulled off the little green heart, and then I grabbed the green script word instead. So you can see that I've got, especially those colors, I have red, orange, yellow, green, and blue mimicked from the colors of the pattern papers to the stamping. I added some journaling strips in the bottom right hand corner and just a few more embellishments and stickers to the layout. And I really love the way, especially the black stamping looks on the white cardstock, and then adding the colorful dots for fun. So this was a really fun layout for me. I really enjoyed putting it together, and the stamping, I just had fun with it. I didn't stress about it. So I hope you'll give it a try. If you're interested in the the products that I used. I'm going to link those down below. Next up on the hop is Susanna Lee, and so I'm going to link a card up in the upper right here to get to her YouTube channel. And this is my giveaway. It is a ton of ink pads. It is a ton of clear acrylic stamps, some red stamps, some wood stamps, all kinds of things in this stamping giveaway. It's going to fit in a huge US priority box. So unfortunately, this is going to have to be limited to domestic US. But, you know, I always do giveaways, so just keep coming back if you're international. I promise I'll be doing another gift card soon. So for those of you who can participate in the giveaway, please subscribe to my channel. Please comment down below, and also make sure that your email address is there because I'm having trouble getting in contact with my winners. So be sure to give me your email address in the comment if you don't have it linked to your channel, your YouTube channel. So that is the giveaway. Hop along to Susanna Lee's awesome channel right now and check out her layout. I hope you had fun looking at some ways to stamp on your layouts, some tips and tricks as well, and I hope you'll enter the giveaway. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.